Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you today with the what's next on former two-time heavyweight world title challenger Luis Ortiz. He main evented a Fox pay-per-view card on Saturday, November 23rd, when he challenged Deontay Wilder for the WBC title in a rematch of their March 2018 bout, in which Wilder scored a 10th round knockout over Ortiz in an absolute fucking war. So this fight was pretty much the same as the second one. You know, it was a good fight. Ortiz was out boxing, but he ended up getting caught in the 7th round and knocked out. And, no controversy this time. No issues about stamina. He lost. So that's it. So now the big question is, what's next for the 40-year-old, almost 41-year-old heavyweight contender, Luis Ortiz? Well, Ortiz, is kind of back in the same boat that he was in before. Not a lot of guys want to sign up to fight a guy like Ortiz because he can box really well and he's got really good power. So, and I think Ortiz can pretty much beat anybody at heavyweight. Anybody he pretty much gets in the ring with at heavyweight, which makes him, very scary, because he was beating Wilder, and he was beating him soundly, on points before Wilder landed that big right hand. Not everybody in the division, nobody in the division, maybe nobody in the history of boxing has the kind of power that Wilder has. So he's in for, for a big, I think Ortiz is in for a big disappointment in terms of opponent selection. But let's run through the top 10, see if there's anybody that's going to bite out there. Now, number 1 is undefeated Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion. He's not going to fight him again. There's no point in that. Plus, Wilder's got Tyson Fury next. Number 2 is undefeated former unified champ Tyson Fury. Fury's not going to fight him. He's got Deontay Wilder next. So, yeah, no fight there. Andy Ruiz Jr. is number 3. He's a unified heavyweight champ right now. Ruiz has Anthony Joshua in his next fight. And then, if he wins that, he's going to have to fight at least one mandatory. So Ortiz is not that guy, so that fight will not happen. No, and it wouldn't make sense anyways. Number 4 is former unified champ Anthony Joshua. He's got Andy Ruiz next. If he beats him, then he's going to have to make a mandatory. So, yeah, no way he fights Ortiz next. Number 5 is Ortiz right now. Number 6 is former undisputed cruiserweight champion and undefeated Alexander Usyk. I don't see this one. Usyk's got, things to do. He's a mandatory number 1 contender for the WBO title. This fight would be too high risk for him. So, yeah, this one's not going to happen next. Number 7 is British contender Dillian Whyte. The only way I see this fight happening is if he doesn't get cleared and he needs a big fight, but he fights for Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn just got a lot of heavyweights that he could put Whyte in there with and wouldn't have to take the risk against a guy like Ortiz. So I don't see this one. Number 8 is former WBO champion Joseph Parker. Now this one's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Parker can't get one of the Eddie Hearn guys in the ring, because a lot of guys have been avoiding Parker. I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph Parker got the title shot. I really wouldn't. I think, he's looking for an opponent. Ortiz would be looking for an opponent. So I could see it happening. I'm going to lean more towards the no, that I don't think it's going to happen. But I do think it could happen. It is a possibility, because both these guys are kind of being avoided right now in the heavyweight division. Number 9 is Alexander Povetkin. He fights for Eddie Hearn. He's going to get pushed in some kind of direction against a decent heavyweight. He wouldn't have to take the risk against a guy like Ortiz. And then number 10 is Kubrat Pulev, former world title challenger. This fight doesn't make sense. Pulev's got a mandatory shot next at the world title, so it wouldn't make sense for him to fight a guy like Ortiz right now. So yeah, I don't see this one happening. So that's it for the what's next pretty much. I mean, he's probably gonna have to do what he was doing before and just start grinding and just staying busy. I think he'll probably take a few months off. Maybe he won't return until the late spring, early summer, and get rolling there. But yeah, Ortiz has got that long road back. He was the most avoided fighter for a reason. Deontay Wilder gave him not 1 but 2 cracks, and he got knocked out both times. So I think he's gonna have to work himself into some kind of an eliminator and something of that sorts to become a mandatory at a world title is what I think. But what would benefit him is these title belts being split up, because Andy Ruiz, they're talking about how he's going to vacate the IBF title most likely if he beats Joshua in a rematch. So that would favor Ortiz, because the more world title belts there are out there, the better chance that Ortiz has at fighting for one again. But 2020 might be a long road back for Ortiz, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's the What's Next on Luis Ortiz. True Boxing, we've been hit with the truth.